April is Earth Month, and on April 22nd, we will be celebrating Earth Day. Have you ever thought about doing something great for our planet? You could go bicycling, but have you thought about maybe recycling or even e-cycling? What do you do with those used electronics that you just don't have any use for anymore? From iPods to iPads to iPhones, CDs, DVDs, and MP3s, there is a responsible, economical way to recycle. So today, on this edition of Chamber Chat, we have Hamilton Rice, who is the president and CEO of TCG, and he's going to talk to us about e-cycling. In the second segment, Michelle Lieberman is going to come talk to us about TCG community outreach, and we want you to be sure to stay with us for the third segment because we're going to talk to their 3 essay scholarship contest winners. So let me introduce to you Hamilton Rice from Technology Conservation Group. Thank you so much for being here today, Hamilton.
Thank you for having me.
TCG talks about finding the ecology in technology. What does that mean?
Well, about 12, 15 years ago when I got started Technology Conservation Group, we wanted a slogan that really brought out what our values were, and that was doing the right thing with e-waste and finding the good in e-waste, and that is doing the right thing with it. And then when you do the right thing, it is ecological. When you recycle the commodities that come out of your e-waste, your PCs, your cell phones, your cameras, all of those have several different types of commodities that can be reused, which is the best way to recycle.
But when people think about recycling, typically they think about plastics, paper, aluminum. So what your company offers is something different. All those old electronics that people would normally just toss aside, they could bring to you and have them recycled. So tell us a little bit more about the services that TCG offers.
TCG offers several services. We go in and do asset management for corporations such as Barclays Bank or a Morgan Stanley. We also handle municipality e-waste along with manufacturing waste. With this, we collect all types of products. So it can be cell phones, but it can also be phone systems. It could be a conference room table, and that's part of the asset management model. So with that model, what we then do is go through the products, analyze the products to see if they have a resale value, which is the best recycling. Reuse, to us, is the best recycling. Then if there's any products in there that have no values for resale, we make sure that those are separated and responsibly recycled, or ecologically recycled in a sound manner, is what we say.
Well, we have a little demo we want to do for our viewers, because, I mean, a lot of people have questions about what actually happens. What's the process? When something comes to you in the plant as a potential item to be recycled, what is that process that takes it through, and then what's the end result? So we have a little demo here on the table. Go ahead and tell us what the before is and then how it turns out to be the after.
Okay. What we have here is a hard drive out of a PC, or it could have come out of a DVR that you have in your home on a cable box, for instance. And the first step we'll do is with a hard drive is we first do data destruction. We want to make sure that any data that's on this hard drive is taken off of it and it's beyond forensic standards for recovery. And that allows us to resell hard drives. Now, if you can't resell the hard drive, then the process is to separate the drives, send them through what we call a shredder, a quad shredder. It's a 500 horsepower shredder that shreds at least 15,000 pounds an hour, which is a container load every 3 hours. So wow. It's a massive unit, and we invite any of the schools to set up a walkthrough, a visit to view some of this machinery in action. So after it's shredded, we have a machine called a cross-belt magnet, because when it's shredded, you end up with all your little pieces separated, broken down into typically this size, as you can see. So it goes under the cross-belt magnet, and the magnet pulls out all of the steel. 40 to 60% of all of your electronics has steel in it. So we get that out of there first. And especially if we're moving products from all over the world, we want to get that steel out because it costs the same money to ship steel as you receive in return. So you want to get rid of that product and the local economy. After it goes through that cross-belt magnet, we have a machine called an eddy current. It has a reverse current that pulls all of your aluminum out. You could have a cast aluminum chassis, which a hard drive typically does. And then after that, we have a optical finder. And it separates our plastics from our precious metal copper fraction. And then after it's done, you'll have all of these different fractions of material that will be separated, and they're sent out to a environmentally sound processor. We go through the process of sending out our EH&S staff to audit anyone that handles any downstream processing for TCG. We separate at TCG and we process a few items, but typically we send any of the leftover commodities out to refiners to recover the copper, to recover the precious metals, and any other commodities that can be recovered. And all of this is done in an environmentally sound, audited process.
Wow, so it's pretty impressive. It sounds to me like it's an impressive way to break everything down, split it apart so that it can be reused.
Yes.
Thank you so much for the work that you do. You've actually been recognized for your work. Now, this is a mouthful, so I'm going to need my card. You have received, by Governor Christ, the Governor's Business Diversification Award.
Yes.
What is that award, and what did it mean to you to receive it?
It was exciting. It was a Green to Gold award. It's for an investment that we made here in Lecanto. We invested just under $7 million in operating equipment and a building to allow us to do this sort of separation. And it's actually taken us to the next level, because there are only 15 of these type of machines in the world, and we're one of them that has it. And we want to do this again throughout the world. We want to have these setups throughout the world. So it's been a great learning experience. It's gotten us to the next level, and it allows our customers to see their products being destroyed.
Absolutely. I also want to mention that Hamilton is also the 2012 nominee for the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award. Congratulations on that nomination.
Thank you.
Stay with us. We'll be back with Michelle Lieberman, and she'll come to tell us about TCG Community Outreach.